Hello and welcome to GHTV. I'm John Patty.
And I'm Simrit Bajwa, joining John at the desk today.
Here's a look at some of the top headlines of this week. Anti-Trudeau and anti-racism groups clashed in Toronto, leading to the arrest of 4 people. On Saturday, an anti-Trudeau protest was held to express displeasure with the Liberal government's tax policies. The protest was held in Nathan Phillips Square and was met with counter-demonstrators. The other group accused the anti-Trudeau group of having far-right and racist views. The anti-Trudeau group held signs displaying anti-Islam and free speech views, while counter-demonstrators held signs urging love and tolerance.
Jagmeet Singh has officially resigned from the Ontario legislature. He has been an MPP since 2011 and represented the Bramalea-Gore-Malton riding. This resignation comes 3 weeks after he won the leadership of the NDP. He is the first person of a visible minority to be a leader of the federal party. Singh currently does not have a seat in the House of Commons. He says that he may not seek one until the next election in 2019.
A series of robberies has taken place near York University. From October 12th to October 20th, 4 people have been mugged. Cash, credit cards, cell phones, and electronic items were all taken. Victims reported being punched in the face or from behind. In one case, a knife was held to a victim's back. Police say they are unsure if the cases are related or the motivation behind them. People are encouraged to remain aware of their surroundings while walking at night, choosing well-lit paths, and to walk with a companion when possible.
A 2-vehicle crash has resulted in a fire on Highway 401 in Scarborough. A man and woman were rushed to the hospital after escaping the flaming car. Both suffered serious but non-life-threatening injuries. Roads were closed in attempts to extinguish the fire. Police say alcohol may have been a factor involved in the crash.
Toronto is experimenting with new ways to charge electric vehicles. The Public Works Committee has approved a project to try out new charging stations. These street charging stations will be for people who cannot park on their own property. If council approves it, 14 stations will be built across the city. Some councillors say this is an important step in embracing the future. But Councillor Giorgio Mammoliti voted no on the project. He says electric car drivers should pay for the stations themselves. Now here's Brandon Vieira with your entertainment update.
Hey John, Justin Timberlake is bringing sexy back once again to the 2018 Super Bowl. In a video with Jimmy Fallon, Timberlake announced his return to the Super Bowl stage along with a tweet that said, "I do have time, half the time." This will be the 3rd time that Timberlake has performed at the Pepsi halftime show. His first performance was in 2001 alongside his NSYNC bandmates. However, it was his 2004 performance with Janet Jackson that he is most remembered for. And what is still one of the most controversial Super Bowl halftime moments of all time, Timberlake ripped off a part of Jackson's costume, revealing her breast on live television. It is a moment that lives in infamy and had a profound effect on Janet Jackson's career. But Timberlake promised that won't happen this time when speaking with the panel on Sunday Night Football at NBC. Make sure to tune in to Timberlake's halftime performance on February 4th. Now we go from one pop star to 2 others. Pink recently shed some light on her feud with Christina Aguilera. On a recent interview with Andy Cohen on Watch What Happens Live, Pink admitted that her beef with Christina Aguilera was squashed last year when she made an appearance on The Voice. The rivalry initially started when they collaborated on the song Lady Marmalade. Pink says the 2 of them were very different when they were young and both had alpha-type personalities. Pink says although she is the one who usually had physical altercations with people, it was actually Aguilera who tried to punch Pink in a club one time. However, now that Pink and Aguilera are mothers, they have moved past their issues. Pink even hinted that they may even be collaborating again. Lady Marmalade is one hell of a jam, and this new song is sure to be a major banger. That's a wrap in entertainment news this week. I'm Brandon Vieira, and this has been your entertainment update. Now here's Francesco Lopresti with a look at sports.
Thank you, John. I'm Francesco Lopresti, and I will be away this week. Last week, we left off talking about both the men and women's Humber soccer teams chasing perfect records to end the season. And this week, we're pleased to announce both teams were successful. Facing off against the Sheridan Bruins, both teams came out with the victories to bring their records to 10-0. The next test for both teams is provincials, which start later this week. The men's team will be taking on the host, Fleming College, while the women's will be heading up north to take on Sudbury. Sticking with Humber sports, the women's softball team's season came to a disappointing end this weekend as they fell to the Mohawk Mountaineers. It was not a good game for Humber as after 3.5 innings, they allowed 8 runs over 5 hits, resulting in a 10-4 loss. This marks the 2nd straight season the softball team will finish without an OCAA medal, but we'd like to congratulate the team on a great season and we look forward to next season. Lastly, the Toronto FC set the record for most points during the regular season this past weekend as they drew 2-2 with Atlanta United. The record was previously set by the 1998 LA Galaxy, who finished the season with 68 points, but with the draw, TFC finished the season with 69 points. Setting the record is just another accomplishment this TFC team adds to their collection this season, as they have already captured 2 trophies and look to add the MLS Cup to the collection. TFC's playoff season will start on Halloween, and they will face the winner between Atlanta United and the Columbus Crew. I'm Francesco Lopresti. Back to you, John.
Thanks, Francesco. A mother has secured a court order forcing Google, Apple, and Facebook to release her deceased son's passwords. Maureen Henry, mother of deceased Dovie Henry, filed the request on October 11th. Along with passwords, emails, and data messages have also been requested. All 3 companies have yet to respond. Bell was also asked to hand over records of phone history, which they have done. Executive Director of Ryerson University's Privacy and Big Data Institute says this is the first case in Canada where a parent can request their child's data.
Food company Jane's is recalling breaded chicken products due to salmonella. The recall includes uncooked products such as pub-style chicken burgers and breaded chicken cutlets. The spoiled products carry a code of 2018 MA12 on burger packages and a code of 2018 MA15 on cutlet packages. The Canadian Food Inspection Agency says while the products may not look or smell bad, they can still make you sick. The CFIA also says recalled packages should be thrown out or returned to store.
Now here's Alex Hadziuk with his take on the news and other stuff.
Thanks, John. So last week I wasn't on GHTV because I was on strike. And the reason being that I was fed up with the lack of pay raises and the fact that the craft services consistently forget to put lettuce on my sandwiches. Thankfully, my protest did not go unheard, and the anonymous donor who funds our show agreed to double my wage and let me bring my own lettuce leaves from home. So from the bottom of my heart, I just want to say it's nice to be back and that I'm happy that management simply won't let us leave. In other news, newly appointed U.S. Ambassador to Canada, Kelly Craft, has revealed that she believes both sides of the climate change debate. Now, Kelly, I know that you're the ambassador to Canada, and being polite is kind of a Canadian staple, but come on, you can't have your pure Canadian maple syrup and eat it too. Either you believe in the science of climate change, or you believe that the earth is flat and that the bird is in fact not the word. Can't do both, Kelly. Can't do both. And finally, Halloween is right around the corner, and we here at GHTV have compiled a list of 4 tips. Yes, count them, 4 tips, to help you get the most out of this orange-laden holiday. At number 1, do go trick-or-treating regardless of your age, because let's face it, as a university student, you should never pass on an opportunity for free food, or whatever it is that creepy corner house hands out. At number 2, save money on buying pumpkins by carving the fruit you already have at home. Nothing quite so spooky Halloween fun like a jack-o'-pineapple or watermelon. At number 3, if you're looking for a costume, simply go as a teacher on strike. You can wear regular clothes and spend the whole night walking up to people, spewing whatever facts you want. And at number 4, remember that the true spirit of Halloween is all about the love for your fellow person, or something like that. Regardless, from all of us here at GHTV, I want to wish you all a happy and safe Halloween. And now back to you, John and Simrit.
Thanks, Alex.
The market for French pastries is beginning to crumble. It's not because employees are flaky or because the jam-packed treats are too filling. Rather, butter producers are having a cow because of Europe's dairy shortage. The lack of milk means the chances of finding butter are shortening. And even when it can be found, its cost is turning baking prices sour. French bread producers are feeling the pain. Baker Claude Margerin Francois had to lay off 8 workers. And with the holiday season starting to preheat, hopes are being flattened. If this keeps up, they may have to call the Butter Business Bureau. But it's unclear what its role will be in this matter.
That's it for GHTV this week. I'm Simrit Bajwa.
And I'm John Patty. Thanks for watching. See you next week.